Good morning, everybody. Johnny Lively here to do our weekend forecast that we have, sponsored by HB Neal Construction. If we slide over to radar, which is sponsored by Neutron Electrical Services, you can see very isolated showers just east of Beaumont, some isolated showers getting into southwest Louisiana, and that's what we're really going to see off and on throughout the day today is just some isolated to scattered showers across the region. This really shouldn't mess up any outdoor plans at all that we have in store. Let's take a look at Hurricane Erin because this is not just a Category 1 hurricane anymore like we were reporting yesterday. This is now an extremely powerful Category 4 hurricane with winds currently at 130 miles per hour, pressure currently at 948 millibars. So we're watching that pressure drop and we're watching the winds increase. And we're actually going to look at this data live together. This is the Hurricane Hunters. This is what they found earlier this morning. Look at the top, 130 mile per hour winds. And then we're actually going to see what the latest pass is. I have not seen this just yet. Wow, that's so the pressure is now at 946. Pressure still dropping. 147 mile per hour winds. So this is knocking on the door of a high-end Category 4, if not low-end Category 5. So right now, Hurricane Erin is rapidly intensifying as we speak and is getting very close to Category 5 intensity. We'll see if this goes through an eye wall replacement cycle, which will halt that strength for a little bit. But right now, this is definitely making a run at Category 5. That is just incredible. Let's look at our current temperatures, sponsored by Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. Current temperature is 77 here in Beaumont, 82 degrees in Houston. If we go towards Louisiana, Lake Charles at 76, down towards the coast from Texas, even into Louisiana, is into the low to mid 80s. Our upper level flow, this is what we're dealing with today. You can see Erin over there just north of the Leeward Islands. We'll talk more about Erin here in a second. But here locally, we still have the flow out of the south, giving us at least 30 to 40% coverage. Even though that high pressure is overhead, we still expect that we can get some isolated to scattered showers. We slide over to Wednesday. You see where Erin is. It's just off the east coast. But also know here locally in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana, we've got that flow of moisture coming out of the east. So that means rain chances are just not going to be zero the next couple of days, even as we get into next week. So we're not expecting rain every single day to completely wash out the area. We're just saying that isolated to scattered showers and storms definitely are going to stay in the forecast next couple of days, even into next week. And you can see we get into Sunday, probably 20 to 30% coverage. And then as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, high moisture levels come back into our area. So we could go 50, if not 60% coverage as we get later into this upcoming week. But right now, we're seeing that coverage 30 to 40% this weekend. And here is our rainfall outlook, sponsored by Do Good Credit Union. Somewhat of a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Saturday, we're expecting 40% coverage, Sunday, 20% coverage, and then we go back to 30 to 40, and then as we get into Thursday and Friday, that's when we start seeing those high levels of moisture start coming back in with 50% coverage here in the region. Now, looking at our future cast, sponsored by Modern Concrete and Materials, I'm sorry about that. We know that we've got some of those showers offshore, starting to come a little bit further inland, but later on this afternoon, you got the moisture, the heat of the day. This can give us 30 to, if not 40% coverage throughout the region, even in parts of Houston, Beaumont, and Lake Charles as well, too. And as we get into Sunday, not much in the morning time hours, but we start seeing some showers and storms developing along the coast, getting closer to the I-10 corridor as we get into the afternoon. And then the Lakes region and areas north of the I-10, just not the best coverage in the world, just 20 to maybe 30% coverage the next couple of days for you. You're getting pretty dry up there, and those temperatures are getting pretty warm as well, too, so it doesn't take long to dry you out. And so I know that those areas definitely are wanting some rain. Here's our high temperatures, sponsored by Modern Concrete and Materials. We're expecting the majority of the region to be into the low to mid 90s, thanks to the cloud cover and some of the isolated showers and storms. But areas like Conroe, Spring, Huntsville, and even Lufkin, they can get into the mid to upper 90s later on today. Overnight lows in the Lakes region will be into the low to mid 70s, Houston into the upper 70s, Beaumont into the mid 70s. We go into Louisiana, it seems like a good number of the region will be into the mid 70s. Down towards the coast will be the warmest, being into the low 80s. Back to Hurricane Erin. This is now a Category 4. It looks like it's going to make a run for Category 5, but the thing is, this is not going to make 100% landfall in the Bahamas. It won't make landfall on the East Coast. This will stay east of the Bahamas on Monday, east of the East Coast as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, but this will bring some pretty large waves to the Bahamas and the East Coast, so rip currents are going to be a big issue Could see some erosion as well along the East Coast. But the biggest thing is that we will be watching Erin on satellite the next couple of days, really throughout the whole week that's upcoming, putting on a show on satellite imagery. And right now, it is putting on a show. Look at that eye. Look how fast it developed in the last 24 hours. That is a well organized eye. That eye continues to dry out, and it shows that that pressure continues to drop and the winds will continue to increase. This is making a run at Category 5 in my eyes. Here's the latest forecast that we have. Again, staying east of the Bahamas, east of the East Coast on Wednesday and Thursday, but creating some pretty big waves over there along the East Coast. And then it's just going to continue to get picked up by the jet stream and go off to the northeast, not making any direct landfall here in the United States. Here in Southeast Texas, rain chances are just not zero. 40% coverage today, 20 on Sunday, and then sticking around early next week. And once we get to the end of the week on Thursday and Friday, higher moisture content starts pushing into our area, so we can have 50 to 60% coverage as we start getting into the end of the week. Temperatures will be a little bit warmer as well, too, as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, getting into the mid-90s. Southwest Louisiana, notice we get 96 on Sunday, stay 96 all week until Wednesday, and then we start getting that moisture coming in, which will allow those temperatures to get back down into the low 90s. So we're just not seeing 0% coverage anytime soon. I will be taking a trip to Pensacola, Florida today. I will continue to do updates throughout the day today, and I will continue to do the morning show. Times might be a little bit different this week, but you will still see the updates. Lucas will have his evening video on Sunday, and we will still have updates throughout the day on our Facebook page, on our YouTube page as well too. Everybody have a wonderful Saturday. We will continue to watch Erin. It's no issue at all for the Gulf. It's no issue at all for the East Coast of direct impacts, but we will continue to keep watching on satellite imagery as it just continues to get stronger. Everybody have a good Saturday and have a good weekend, and thanks for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions.